intro. And this is a Pringle. Hello and welcome. This is Diana, aka Pop Culture Diva 42, and I want to introduce you to my new show. I'm going to call it the Superhero SNAPshow, and in it I'm going to do small 2-minute, 3-minute reviews of episodes from various superhero television shows that I watch. So this week I want to talk about the Marvel anime series, namely Wolverine and Iron Man, and the latest episode of Alphas. So with Marvel anime, particularly with Wolverine, I had a lot of issues, but first of all, before I get into them, I just want to say that I am not an anime fan. I have never been an anime fan. I went through my Sailor Moon phase when I was a kid, but it's just one area of geek culture that I could never get into. So with the Wolverine anime version, first of all, it's very badly voiced by Milo Ventimiglia. I have nothing against Milo Ventimiglia, but his voice is not suited for Wolverine, and his growling voice and his speaking voice are so different that in fact it feels like Wolverine is being voiced by two completely different actors. There is so much in this series, in these 2 episodes, that could have been shortened or cut out completely. Okay, and I understand the penchant in anime to like overimpose or overemphasize certain things like eyes bulging and metal glistening and kind of delay the action, I guess. But when you have 18 minutes that you should fill with story, you know, half of that time in this Wolverine series is like Wolverine growling and getting ready to fight. And for instance, there is a shot in the 2nd episode, Yukio, where a character has a sword extend out of his hand, and the camera follows the gleam of the sword all the way to the tip. And this is like, in this time, we already could have seen some fights going on. The soundtrack is distracting, and the story, there isn't much of a story. Like I said, half the episodes are wasted on nothing. Dialogues are scarce, and it's the same Wolverine story as always. Wolverine chasing some pussy halfway across the planet. Oh boy, that's so original in the world of Wolverine. So when I saw Iron Man, it was refreshing to see that it's actually a cool Iron Man story. It's plot driven, there are a lot more dialogues. Iron Man is voiced slightly better, not a lot, but slightly better, by Adrian Pasdar. I still think Iron Man should have a more raspy, masculine voice, but Adrian Pasdar, he's charming. He can infuse some charm in his voice. I also really like the fight sequences in this, less stalling, more action, more speed, more strength in the hits, and more battle choreography, I guess. So really, Iron Man, the anime version, for me is way better than Wolverine, the anime version, which in my mind is a complete disaster so far. Alphas this week delivered their best episode with Rosetta. It's no coincidence that it was a Gary-centric episode, Gary being so far my favorite character on the series. I really like the fact that they gave this evil organization, Red Flag, a purpose and a direction. There's also a very big twist at the end of the episode, which kind of reminded me of a Joss Whedon-esque kind of twist that he usually put at the end of his episodes whenever he had a new character. Joss Whedon could very well turn that character into complete evil asshole, and you couldn't see it coming. So the writers of Alphas did something like that this week, and it was pretty well handled. Gary had a lot of development. Also, Dr. Rosen had a lot of development, because you could see that he has a personal stake in bringing down Red Flag. It's not so much about what's in the best interest of his alphas or alphas in general. It's what's in his best interest, and at the end he's very conflicted about that. I also kind of like the action this week. It was one of the biggest action set pieces that I've ever seen in Alphas, and they had some pretty big set pieces last week with when you had all those big brawls in the street with lots and lots of extras. But this week, you know, they had a big truck and they had big explosions, and it really shows that maybe the show has a little bit of leeway when it comes to budgets, and they can actually do some impressive stuff when they need to.